The immediate focus is going to be what we need to get done during the lame duck session. I mentioned yesterday we have to act in order to assure that middle-class families don't see a big tax spike because of how the Bush tax cuts have been structured. It is very important that we extend those middle-class tax provisions to hold middle-class families harmless. But there are a whole range of other economic issues that have to be addressed. Unemployment insurance for folks who are still out there looking for work, business extenders, which are essentially provisions to encourage businesses to invest here in the United States, and if we don't have those, we're losing a very important tool for us to be able to increase business investment and increase job growth over the coming year. We've got to provide businesses some certainty about what their tax landscape is going to look like, and we've got to provide families certainty. That's critical to maintain our recovery. I should mention that in addition to those economic issues, there's some things during the lame duck that relate to foreign policy that are going to be very important for us to deal with. And I'll make mention of one in particular, and that's the START Treaty.
You mentioned this morning, and the President mentioned this morning, that taxes will be one of the major priorities during the lame duck session. What other priorities would you list in the next couple months?
I think the President listed this, and I think it's very important, and that is getting ratified a new reduction in our nuclear arsenal with Russia by approving the START Treaty. And again, I think this is a place where bipartisan traditions have always held. The very first START Treaty passed 93-6. The most recent treaty was approved 95-0. There was a strong bipartisan vote out of the Foreign Relations Committee on this. People from Sam Nunn on the Democratic side to Senator Lugar on the Republican side, Henry Kissinger on the Republican side, George Shultz on the Republican side, believe that reducing our nuclear arsenal is a good thing. I think there are some other pieces of legislation that are close that we didn't finish at the end, things like child nutrition, which obviously is a huge priority for the First Lady, and no doubt we want to get our budget director confirmed. Our fiscal situation is something that this administration, the Fiscal Commission, and Congress will spend a lot of time on, and it makes sense to have a budget director in order to do that.